Welcome back to Reaction Monday, where we react to the Vikings game yesterday. So we got some things to talk about. We had some ups and downs yesterday, and first things first, we need to sign Jason Peters or Dalton Risner or both. We need to sign somebody to replace Ed Ingram. Ed Ingram is awful. He sucks. And quite frankly, he cost us the game yesterday. He really did. You know, he doesn't slap the ball out of Kirk Cousins' hands. We win the game. Simple as that. So we need to figure out what to do at that right guard spot because Ed Ingram is not it. All right. So, yeah, that's first things first. But yeah, yesterday it was a tough loss versus the Buccaneers. We had some turnovers. Ed Ingram. Had some penalties that weren't great, untimely. And overall, the game was just sloppy. A sloppy second half is why we lost that game. We should have won that game, but we lost it because of a sloppy second half. And you know what? You could chalk that up to the starters not playing in preseason. You know, when you don't play your guys in the preseason, the week one is really their preseason and trying to figure everything out and trying to get everything to work. So that's really what a lot of issues probably were. It was just trying to iron out the details, and it's their first game action with each other. So it's really like their first preseason game. Now, losing the Buccaneers stings, but trust me, it's way better than losing to the Cowboys on national TV. Because we know something about that, right? Right? Oh, yeah, last year, yeah. That was brutal. I think there's a lot to take away from yesterday's game. A lot of good to take away from yesterday's team. I don't think this team is frauds. You know, the national media is probably going to run with it and say this, Kirk's a fraud, Kirk choke, Kirk this, Kirk that. We are not frauds. I think there's a lot to take away, a lot of positives. I think there's a lot of things that we're really just that close away. You know, we're just that close from turning a corner and really being a good team. In that second quarter yesterday, you saw the firepower that this offense can have. We can go down the field and score in 4 or 5 plays with Jefferson and Addison and Hawkinson. Like, we really have the offensive firepower to be one of the best offenses in the league. It's really there. But we just have these few little pieces that just really need to be fixed. The offensive line, right guard spot specifically, needs to be fixed. And then our defense. Our defense actually looked pretty decent compared to last year's defense. I think Brian Flores really, with his scheme, has come in and he changed the defense and it looked a lot better. I'll give you guys some stats. They held the Buccaneers to 3.5 yards per play yesterday. That's really good. The Vikings have not done that since 2020. So it's been 3 years since they've had a defensive game that was really that good. If you're looking at the stat box, they really beat the Buccaneers. Just the score doesn't show it. Like, they averaged 6 yards per play, like, on offense. And historically speaking, the Vikings have played 28 games where they've had 6 yards per play on offense, and their defense has allowed 4 yards per play or fewer. And in those games, they are 25-3. So historically, with the way they played, they win those type of games. It's just that we have those funky turnovers that change the game. And I'm telling you, like, everybody knows that. If you turn the ball over, you lose the game. Those are huge. You cannot turn the ball over in football. It's such a costly mistake. I think there's kind of some fluke. There's kind of fluke turnovers that I don't think they'll carry on throughout the rest of the season. We'll fix those up, and we'll look a lot better about it. So, I don't think they're frauds. I think we saw some flashes of greatness on both offense and defense. I'm not saying the defense could be great, but I think we could be a top 20 defense, which is a big improvement from last year. So their defense looks a lot better. I'm pretty optimistic about what I've seen from this team. I also need to address a certain part of Vikings Nation, which I saw on Twitter and around the community. This team is not tanking. This team is too good to tank. People want to go all in for Caleb Williams. We're not going to get Caleb Williams. Guys, it's not possible. We're not going to be that bad. But let me tell you, if you guys want to get a franchise quarterback in the draft, this is the year to do it. If you guys have looked ahead to the draft this year, but this is gonna be a quarterback-rich draft. There is a lot of good quarterbacks in this draft. I think it has the potential to put 10 quarterbacks in the top 100 or top 150. Like, it has the potential to be a historic QB class. So if this is the year that we want to draft a quarterback and maybe move on from Kirk, this is really could be the year to do it. And we don't have to tank to do it. So we're pretty lucky in that way that we don't have to do that this year. So I think there's a lot to be optimistic about this team. I think we're heading in the right direction, heading into Philly. Well, I think we're heading in the right direction, heading to Philly. So you got a quick turnaround this week. Thursday night versus the Eagles. Travel on Wednesday. So Vikings, we can't spend any time thinking about this Buccaneers game. We're on to Philly, right? We just throw it out on to Philly. And, since we lost this week to the Buccaneers, supposedly supposed to be one of the worst teams in the league, the national media is going to be like the Vikings are frauds. Everyone's going to be saying Kirk this, Kirk that, blaming Kirk, because the media loves to hate on Kirk. We're going to be underdogs, big underdogs, again, which is fine. And I think the Vikings have a shot in this game. Now, I do think that the Eagles should be the favorites to win for a good reason. They have a great defensive line, and they are going to feast on Eddie Groom, who is likely going to start. So that's a scary matchup. But I think we do have a shot in this game, and especially when we have Justin Jefferson. I really think he helps our offense or our team that much that he gives us a shot in every game. So I think there is a slight, like a 30% chance the Vikings could win this game. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom. But this is I'm not gonna say it's a must win, but if we're for 0-2 going against the Chargers, we're in a tough spot. This game is very important, and we gotta do everything we can to win this game, or else we'll be looking at 0-2, and that's a very, very scary place to be at in the NFL. 0-2 teams generally don't have a great history of making the playoffs. So, yeah. So thanks guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe. I will have a video coming out tomorrow updating you on my fantasy football team. Right now I'm in a very close game. I need Josh Allen and the Bills defense to not do good tonight. And if that happens, I will win. And then on Friday, I will have a college football parlay. But it will be Thursday or Friday. I'll have a college parlay video coming out. And then either Friday, Saturday, I'll have an NFL parlay video coming out. This week I might change it a little bit. I might do a parlay video for the NFL. And I also might do a game predictions video for the NFL. So look forward to that coming. Thanks guys for watching and on all the support. See ya.